Alright. Hello everybody. Oh, where's that sound's coming from? Alright, figured it out. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was doing some computer stuff over the weekend that messed with some of my settings, and shit happened. Is what it is. Hopefully everything's good now. Let me know if there's any, visual or audio issues. I hope there's not. But anyway, we are here tonight with a special creation. For those of you that have been following me on Blue Sky, I had posted a little bit about this deck this weekend. Dog, not the time. Go away. I was in the lab cooking up something. This sure is a deck that I've made, for better or for worse. Built blue-white Death and Taxes. I took this to 2 5-0s, and to be very clear and upfront, this deck is not like, oh, I broke D&T, it's super good. I immediately turned around and played it in the Sunday Challenge and had a very mediocre 3-3 performance with it. I think it was an interesting thesis and solved some problems and created other problems for the deck, as do most splash decisions. But I also think right now is just a really good time to be playing D&T. We saw Jamie I streamed his deck last week, got second in one of the challenges. With red white, we see Yoshiwada top 8ing challenges every week with classic black white Felia Overlord. Akleth trophied on his Sunday stream with his black white Felia list. I got a bunch of trophies with this nonsense. I've been feeling pretty good about red white. I'm definitely keen on playing that some more, but after trophying twice over the weekend with this, I was like, I gotta at least stream it for the people one time before going back to the normal stuff. We gotta play some nonsense here. So we got blue-white for Gilded Drake, known combo with Felia. This was a big thing that popped up right around MH3. We saw a Jeskai Vile deck show up, and then JTL started integrating Felia Gilded Drake stuff into Esper Vile. This also stemmed from me just wanting 2-drops. All the 2-drops for D&T felt really bad. Meddling Mage feels a lot better, especially in this particular combo meta. A lot of Sneak and Show. Meddling Mage helps against the other combo decks. Doomsday. 50-50, coin flip versus oops or whatever. You also get access to Lavinia as an additional hate bear that's good against a lot of those same decks. You get access to maybe access is a strong word for this card, but I think you'd be remiss if you didn't play this. Just Magus is so good. A Magus that's harder to cast is still probably worth a slot in the recruiter bullet. It is pretty greedy, and unlike Magus, it's way easier to wasteland you off of Magus than it is to wasteland you off of way harder to wasteland you off Magus than off of Harbinger. Getting to double blues rough. You can never set up turn 3 Magus with double basic planes to cast your white cards afterwards. And then you have Assimilation Aegis as your Chainsaw / Phantom Blade. All the color splashes getting removal spells is cool. I do think this is the worst removal spell. It's a really cool one, and there are a lot of moments where you think it would do something interesting, but for the most part, it's just felt like an Oblivion Ring that just constantly gets removed by my opponents and blows me out because it puts the creature underneath it instead of getting rid of it forever. I've had so many instances of this card getting Besaju'd and Force of Vigor and Leyline Binding or Prismatic Ending or whatever, and just this card feels a lot worse than Chainsaw or Phantom Blade. But I mean, at least it's much more castable than Phantom Blade, so it doesn't have all downside. It's a little worse with Felia too. You can't blink it like you can with Phantom Blade or Chainsaw unless you're exiling tokens or unless you're willing to give them back a card to take a bigger card. And then this sideboard was literally just very hastily cobbled together, tossed some random stuff in there that I was the big takeaway for when you're ever splashing colors is the power level of the 1-drops. And blue does get really good 1-drops. Stuff like Flusterstorm, Consigned Memory, and Hydroblast are all really, really good right now. So these are the reasons you'd want to splash. Good 1-drops and good flex slots for the deck are all things that are interesting to me. You can also play some number of Spell Pierce. I kind of wanted Flusterstorm over Pierce. Flusterstorm's way more narrow. There are a number of artifacts, enchantments, planeswalkers, stuff that you'd like to counter sometimes. But Flusterstorm's just so much better versus the combo decks, which are kind of your pain point matchups more so than some of the fair decks where you're going to be wanting to cast Spell Pierce on the up the Beanstalk or something. Consigned Memory is just really good against like both Doomsday, One Ring, other colorless decks, Storm, etc., etc. And Hydroblast, I think, is a card that you just want to play more of. A big weakness, and we'll talk about it more as we get into this. Big weakness with this weird color splash is that you open yourself up to Power Blast being actually good against you. And to kind of counter swing that a little bit, I think you'd want access to Hydroblast, because I think the big downside of this splash, more than anything else, is I think your blue-red Delver matchup is the worst out of any D&T splash by a pretty considerable margin. Your blue cards in the main are not very good, and then like your sideboard cards aren't very good except for specifically Hydroblast. So maybe you want more of these, and it's just like it's good against Moonstompy, it's good against blue-red Delver. Good against like Painter, stuff like that. And Luinil, thanks for the resub. Color looks dope. Oh, on my sleeve? Yeah, I didn't show this off yet. It's almost all done. I have one more session on like May 9th, I think. I have a little bit on my inner arm that has yet to be colored, but my fucking Yorion sleeve got colored more. Very excited about it. That is also why I'm wearing a tank top again, because this was literally done on Friday. It's still a little tender. Hey, and Newton, thanks for the subscription. Much appreciated. So I think that's all I had to say about that. I was kind of not looking at chat and getting back into it. Let's see how everybody's doing. Once had my Bomba copied, and then my opponent threw their Culture at me. Needless to say, that hurt. I had a really sick line with, it was against Moonstompy with like Assimilation Aegis and Gilded Drake. I assimilated a Pyrogoyf, and I stole a Pyrogoyf, and then I like fabled the Pyrogoyf. It was really nasty. How do you not play Brainstorm when you have Recruiters to shuffle, cut the Meddling Mages, and Consign Spell? Good point. We should maybe play more cards, like more Hydroblasters, maybe cut the Flusters and Consigns and just play like 6 Hydroblasts. What do you think? Just like 3 Blue Metal Blast, 3 Hydroblast, Eureka? That's a pretty good plan. It was pointed out to me, someone said, like, it was PhD in the D&T Discord, who's like, at what point do you just, is this list just like very stubbornly not playing Brainstorm? And the answer is, it probably should. You probably should like rework the mana base a little, add Brainstorm, add Forcible or something like that. You would need a decent chunk of blue cards. And like Brainstorm, the card does get worse as you increase the mana curve of your deck, because the beauty of Brainstorm is in part that you get to fix your hand, blah, 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 draw your good cards. But B, also, like, cantrips are better when you can cantrip into an impactful thing to do that turn, and not like, oh, I'm going to cast Brainstorm, and then shuffle, and then do nothing, and then cast my 3-drop on turn 3 or whatever. So there is, a downside to play, but, I mean, Brainstorm's obviously, like, the best card in Legacy also, so if you have the ability to cast it pretty reasonably, then you probably should. But this is not a Brainstorm stream. So, that's all I have to say about this. I think, like I mentioned, I think your fair matchups suffer a lot. Specifically, Blue-Red Delver, I think, gets demonstrably worse to the point that would concern me, especially because that deck is coming back with the new card, Corey Steel Cutter. But it does prop up your combo matchups a lot. I've beaten a lot of combo decks with this. I've been very happy. Beat up a lot of like Sneak and Show players. I beat a Doomsday player in the challenge in my final round. Playing for my break-even score, Game 3, I consigned a Thoracle Trigger to win. Felt really good. Beat a bunch of, like, Storm decks in leagues, beat Show and Tell decks, stuff like that. Felt nice. I think this is it's a fun departure. I don't recommend people just go out and try this unless you happen to own Gilded Drakes and Tundras. Because this is just like, what, $800 plus 3 Tundras outside of like the D&T pay grade. I'm certainly not going to build this in paper unless I just like if I really thought that I broke it, I was like, this is actually the way to build D&T. This is super busted. This is the way to do it. Then maybe I would go find someone to borrow Gilded Drakes from when I played in paper next. But I think this is fun. It's interesting. If you're like losing a combo a lot, but you still want to like play the D&T feel, then maybe try something like this on Moto. Something like that. I wonder how close Brain Surge would be better than Brainstorm in this type of shell. Brain Surge is just like not playable at this point, right? You just like cast stock up. It's the same card. D&T's never really leaving up mana for anything particularly interesting anyway. I guess you'd like in Brain Surge your Aether Vials away. Draw more good cards. Virtual card advantage, right? But it's also like the Orcish Bowmaster format. You just don't really want to be drawing cards. Anyway, let's chill. Let's play League with the deck. It's a good time to like try out the wacky stuff too. Although this would be, I was about to say, it's a good time to try out the wacky stuff because the prelim will never fire. But also, this is probably my best odds of doing well in a fucking Tuesday night prelim is playing a deck like this where I have like main deck meddling mages and sideboard flisters and consigns and shit. But let's go nuts, huh? What's it bad versus so I can cue that into you? Like, I mean, I don't think your Delver matchup's actually bad. I think it is worse, but it's still, like, you're still a deck with just a shit pile of removal spells versus Delver. I've lately been running into the issue, this is, like, a kind of a side tangent, of, like, my mana base just feels worse. I don't know why. Red-white D&T. I guess black-white D&T would be your worst matchup, probably. Just because you're sacrificing a lot of the value cards for like combo cards, and black-white D&D has like their own Felias to punish your Gilded Drakes and stuff. Although red-white also gets blasts, so. Anyway, I don't know. My mana feels worse. I think the red-white list wants to go back to 4 Vistas. It feels like a much more punishing format. Just like maybe there's just more Delver out there punishing me for like playing non-basics. I just feel like my mana's been getting disrupted by Delver a lot more than it used to. I feel like the mana bases haven't changed significantly in that regard. Maybe it's just like low sample size stuff. What else would be like bad matchups? Just, I guess like the grindier decks, because your grindy engine is worse. Is that dragon thing that stops not a combo D&T playable? I don't think so. It's like non-recruitable, shuts off Mom, Stoneforge, Vile, Ajani, if you have that in the red builds. Mostly the fact that it's non-recruitable and costs 3 mana. It'd be cool against Nadu if you could protect it with Mother of Runes, but you literally can't. But I feel like versus Nadu often I'm just gonna, depending on the variant, it's better against like the decks that are less interactive. The Nadu variants that are less interactive, but I feel like I'm just gonna play Clarion Conqueror, turn off my Aether Vial, and then like they're gonna play some stuff and then Source of Plowshares or Prismatic Ending my Clarion Conqueror and then kill me. I think it's better fit for stompy decks. Alright, Lavinia. Don't choke. Good Lavinia matchup, but not a Lavinia matchup that's gonna turn 1 me. Alright, cool. Yeah, the card is good, but I think the decks that want to play it aren't. It's kind of what we ran into. Oh man, I kind of want to wasteland this. Is that insane? What is this? This could be like really particular breakfast hand, or more likely it's like just like a bug beans deck or some other beans deck. I think I kind of want to Wasteland and then line up turn 2 Vile in. Oh no, then I can't Vile in Lavinia and cast Assimilation Aegis on this Tameo. That's not great. Wasteland this and they have Brainstorm, it's pretty awful. If I play Lavinia and they have Daze, I think I'm gonna play Lavinia. If they have Daze, it's not great for me, but it still protects the Assimilation Aegis from Daze. I also just kind of hate Wasteland and control decks like blindly. I have no idea what their mana situation is if I'm mana screwing them or. And we have a second 2 to line up on the Aether Vial, so even if we're casting it into like a Force or a Daze, it's not horrible for us. Maybe just like cast up the Beanstalk here or something, and we're good to go. Oh, I didn't change the stream title. Fuck, you're right. Man. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something. I don't love nothing. Could just mean like Orcish Bowmaster. Damn, now I want to Wasteland them real bad. But I also want to kill this Tamiyo real bad, so I think we're gonna at least try to kill the Tamiyo. They might have instant speed removal plus counterspell or something, but them's the breaks. Not the end of the world if that's the case. Maybe they just like try to counter it. Maybe they just don't read Lavinia. I guess they could still Daze it, right? Hardcast Daze. Alright, fair enough. You got me. Good old Spell Pierce. I'm gonna attack at least. We have Felia to try to keep the Tamiyo in check if it flips. Or to like shoot through clue tokens if they're tapping out at different points. Thought sees me. Nice. All the Pierce Arts issues. I mean, I barely ever judge people by their choice of moto art because, like, so many people use rental services nowadays. Is there ever a reason that I would want to, like, Wasteland and Draw Step specifically? I feel like I'm going to Wasteland here. I hate Draw Step Stop. I think I'm almost always going to Wasteland, but I might as well gain a little bit of info first. Did they miss land drop? No, I'm turn 4. They played land at Thoughtseize me. Presumably this is Orcish Bowmaster targeting Felia, so I can't attack. Oh, that's not correct. I kind of just want to Wasteland them some more now. Like, we have a Vial going and a bunch of lands in our hand already. I just kind of want to slow their shit down. Because now I can just attack and flicker the Orc Army. As much as I'd like to be flickering clues, this at least lines up better attacks in the future. Awkward thing is if they hit a land drop here. The not awkward thing is if they just... Ah! I was about to say, if they just don't have any more lands and die. Then it's great, because then I just get to attack them recklessly. But if they like hit another land drop and said go, it'd be awkward to try to attack into another Bowmaster trying to like shoot through clues. I might have sent it anyway. But we don't have to deal with that, because they just died to our double Wasteland. Alright. So seemed like bug beans. Can't believe I came out swinging against Lavinia in the D&T Discord only for you to do this to me. Hey, Lavinia was so good that game. She had 2 power and 2 toughness. Just notably better than Thalia that game because she didn't just instantly die to Orcish Bowmaster. All I'm saying. is that she got targeted with Orcish Bowmaster and then didn't die. Seems pretty huge to me. I don't know. Anyway, Bug Beans. The only card you'd even think about. This is definitely a matchup where you get punished a little bit for Flusterstorm or Spell Pierce, because you'd like Pierce to tag Beans and stuff. But generally versus the fair decks, I've enjoyed boarding in Flusterstorms. I don't want to cut versus Bug though. I feel like I guess I found Meddling Mage kind of heinous versus Bug Beans because they just have so much random shit to punish you. It's like fine, you just name a card and it gets killed by either you name Fatal Push and it gets Murderous Cut, or you name, I don't think they really play Abrupt Decay, but like they just have a lot of different stuff. But I've found that it's okay doing something like this. I'm trying to remember how I fucking sideboarded playing this deck 3 days ago. So many 2-ofs. Yeah, you can tell this sideboard was not crafted with love. It was crafted with, it's crafted with like the idea that you get your whole main deck out on paper. You find your idea. You're like, I did the thing, and then you're like, I want to play this in a league, and you're like, oh, I gotta fill this sideboard. Oh, you mean the bug deck? Yeah, also fair. Yeah, all the you want to name all, you can like, if you're on the play, you can like name up the Beanstalk and then it just gets killed by it. All the removal spells. It's just Witherbloom Command would be a good name. They can't kill it with Witherbloom Command though. Usually you want to name the card that kills the Meddling Mage. Witherbloom Command is like one of the only ones that doesn't anyway. This hand is fine, not great. We have the potential to like turn 3 Wisp Witch Enchanter to like pop up Beans. We'll see how it lines up, obviously. If we're protected by a Lavinia, or if we want to like try to line that up on turn 4, holding up a Flusterstorm. I'm pretty ecstatic to trade Flusterstorm with basically any spell in these games, unless you're like really trying to like line up a Fluster to like beat a force on a key spell. In these early turns, like if my opponent just like casts Brainstorm or Ponder next turn, I'm just gonna like cast Flusterstorm on basically anything. It's gonna be very unfortunate when I play my land and then my opponent goes land up the Beanstalk, and I'm gonna whine about how I put Flusterstorms in my deck instead of Spell Pierces. A decision that we talked about, that I made very specifically because I think this matchup is good enough without extra support. That's not Beanstalk mana. That's good for me. Is this just Orcish Bowmaster? I guess I'm just gonna cast Lavinia. Don't really care if it gets killed or countered. I think I don't want this. We have Drake if we get like Murktided at some point this game. They don't have a lot of other good plow targets. I think I'm just gonna bin that. This might want Basic Island at some point, so let's just do this. Oops. My hands are allergic to tapping lands for blue. Removal spell, just cast Orcish Bowmaster to attack. Who knows? Sure, that's fine. Exactly as good as Thalia there. Hopefully they just hold up. Oh, yes. They just hold up Rakshasas. We get to Flusterstorm it. Unfortunately, it also means that we get to cast no other spells this turn. But, it's probably worth it, huh? This is just, like, extremely clearly Rakshas's bargain, right? There's just no other possible scenario. Also, none of our cards are even good to cast here. So land go is just perfectly fine. Not Rakshasa? Is this like... This has to be Bug Beans. It's Bug cantrips removal spells, but they don't have bargain? Second Island? Is this not Bug Beans? We haven't seen, like, enough cards to know for sure what they're doing. But, like, what the hell? I could conceive of a world where a Bug Beans player puts 2 basic islands in their deck. Seems a little bit ambitious to me, but maybe they got Blood Moon one too many times and tried and tweaked their mana base. The next question is, what the hell am I doing this turn? Am I just gonna Wisp my Meticulous Archive? It feels like terrible to cast Wisp into Orcish Bowmaster. Surveil for a thing to do. Maybe it's a Bug Doomsday. With double basic island? There's no way. With Lorien revealed? Fucking weirdest Doomsday list in the world. I like almost want this, because I feel like this first one's gonna trade for something, but I feel like I want real boy cards. That's not a real boy card. God, I like so badly don't want to cast this Flicker Wisp. We also have Drake to pair with the Wisp. It's clearly Allurin. It could be, for all... Well, I mean, I guess it couldn't really be. I don't think Allurin's going to be playing Lorien Revealed. They also don't play double basic island. They play Forest, Swamp Island, so they can cast Allurin. I kind of want my... I don't think I'm going to Wasteland it twice. I also, like, was about to cast the Swift Starting Archive, but now I'm, like, thinking about whether I want to just Wisp Archive or keep Wisp to pair with Drake or something and, like, just steal a Bowmaster here and then deal with the... I think I want to add things to the board. And also try to draw a real Magic card. Would have been nice to find, like, a Recruiter or a Stoneforge, or... Yeah, there it is. To the surprise of no one. Maybe I should have just said go? I don't know. I mean, that is, like, technically a proactive spell. But it's really not exciting here. It blocks things. I just don't really think I want it. I'd rather just hit, like, another land drop. Second Bowmaster? Second Lorien Revealed? What the hell is happening? If this gets basic island, I'm gonna lose my mind. Mystic Sanctuary. Sure. Yeah, Sanctuary Lorien Revealed. Is Bowmaster a good enough target against Drake target against Brainstorm deck? Sometimes, yes. It's a little scary. That's why I kind of wanted to save the Wisp, and I'm not even confident that the line I took was right. But especially if they, like, play Sanctuary and put Lorien Revealed on the top of their deck, then I'm really inclined to Drake their Bowmaster. But they could just have second Bowmaster, deal with it easily, and then I just gave them a 3/3 to attack me to death with. It's gonna really suck when I counter this Rakshas's Bargain and then they play Lorien, or they play whatever it is. But I really need to cash this in on a card. Now I wish I had that second Flusterstorm, huh? I guess maybe they're gonna play Sanctuary and put Rakshas's Bargain and then they have enough to pay for Flusterstorm. Incredible mana base from the opponent. Yeah, they get Bargain instead of Lorien Revealed, which means draking the Bowmaster isn't going to be super great for me. Draw, like, Wasteland them off of green. Problem, I guess I could just, like, Drake put Yorion to hand. Hey, Pavement Wait, Pavement is rad. There we go. I can't read. Pavement is rad. Thanks for the follow. Appreciated. Drake plus put Yora into hand. I don't really want to hardcast Solitude here. Stealing the Bowmaster is not super thrilling, but we're at a not great life total, but a life total. And this is the turn that they can't like immediately punish me for it, but like cast another Bowmaster or something. Yoink. Trying to figure out between Tundra and basic plains here. A lot of the blue cards are just no longer in my deck, except Harbinger. So if we get Wastelanded once, we want to be able to cast Harbinger, I think. Harbinger would be pretty good here. Next turn, I'll likely just hardcast Solitude on the Drake. Unless we draw something more fun. It's not bargain mana. There you go. Maybe they'll just cast Brainstorm, and then I'll just get to kill the Drake. I'm really regretting casting that Wisp. I think I just shouldn't have. I think I should have just... Playing Drago kind of sucked there. Maybe we like should have kept the second Fluster and continued to play Drago. I don't know. Still like not 100% confident. Like maybe my opponent has a really weird Bug Beans draw, double Order Field, double Island. But like... It really sucks that my opponent hasn't played any Beans with my like double Disenchants in hand. Alright. Solitude the Murktide Regent, and then get Force of Will, and then lose. Oh, alright, well, guess we don't have to do that then. I think I'm gonna shock this in and hardcast because it blocks. Kind of sucks that we're going to 4, but it blocks, gains life, and can be flickered with Yorion after. Not attack? Is there ever a world where I block here? If they removal spell this and send for 4 with 2 cards left in hand, I would go to 3. I feel like I just have to keep the Bowmasters. Prevents them from casting any Brainstorms, of which they haven't cast any. Whoa. When did this happen? Oh, they milled a Stifle off the Rakshas's Bargain? They milled Basic Swamp and the Stifle. Playing a really fucking weird deck, huh? I don't think I'm blocking. I think I'm really trying to turn off, like, Brainstorm. Or even Ponder top decks. They're just, like, not allowed to cast. Thoughtseize. Fair enough. Got him at 1 damage. What are they doing here? Oh, sure. 1 card in hand. Top deck my second Flicker Wisp. If only we had a Flicker Wisp. This is a May, right? Yeah, up to 1. Yeesh, alright. Well, now we just die, I think. I guess we could draw Solitude and pitch Solitude on Murktide and cast Yorion to block Gilded Drake. Alright, or we could not. That works too. Kind of regret a lot of my decisions that game. Society, if Yorions have non-land permanents you own. True. Yorion should be allowed to flicker Gilded Drake for sure. What a bizarre, like, are they like bug, like, tempo? Are they not beans? Double basic island, stifle. Do we see anything else that would make me think about, like, cutting the Loron? Stifle, double Lorien, double island. Saw Tameo, Bowmaster, Thougauces, Fatal Push, Shieldred's Edict. These are like pretty normal bug beans cards mostly. I don't know. I'm feeling like I might. Maybe it might just be. I think we're probably fine to keep in the Loron and bug trade binder. That's all the bug decks though. Their trade binders maybe just didn't have up the beanstalks in them. Maybe they could. They still have like Murktide Forcible, Rakshasa's Bargain, right? Maybe they just like really hate Blood Moon and wanted to play Stifle to get them and stuff. I think we just run it back. I'm not like super keen on boarding any of this other stuff anyway, so. Just hope my hand works out a little better than last time. Oh, my favorite hand. The hand that I just will keep and then will get ruined by a timely wasteland and I'm just gonna cry a lot. I think I'm gonna fetch basic planes here. Sucks for my Felia Gilded Drake combo, but Mom into Stoneforge against Bug is really messed up. I don't want to get my only colored source wastelanded. We can cast like most of our hand off the basic planes and hopefully find a island before we really need to cast the Drake. Also worth noting, we have not seen a single daze yet. Force Pitch Stifle deal. Snap off that deal. Probably means that we have to Stoneforge Formalware. Maybe they'll just Force Will this one too. Oh. I get to Stoneforge Formalware, that is true. Maybe I just, because we drew second Stoneforge, I just want to culture check them, but like... This is better if they do end up killing the Stoneforge anyway out of fear. I just get to cast the Formalware on turn, and if I hit a land drop, I just get to cast Formalware on turn 3. Even if they don't kill it, we could like Formalware back a Mom, not the end of the world. Mill with a Bloom Command, deal. Boy, sure, I love being on the play. Deal. I mean... I believe in you, Stoneforge Mystic. This time we'll culture check them. We have the Formalware in hand. If they don't have it, sure, we get to culture them. If they do have it, we can find a land and a Formalware back Stoneforge and then culture them. Surely they don't have it. All right, they are just bug beans. Mystery solved. Just an interesting build of it. Trying to find another fatal push. I was about to say Murder's Code would really fucking suck. Opponent beat me to it. The singleton beans. Can I draw a land that produces white mana? Hell yeah. I mean, I would have taken a Tundra, but can't complain too much. First 4 cards in hand. Do I just Formalware back Stoneforge, or do we Mother of Runes plus Felia? I kind of want to Mom plus Felia here. Felia into the Formalware turn is pretty fucked up. Kind of sucks that by playing Mom, we put the shields down on Caracas protecting Felia, but they'll have to target the Mom. But if they have, like, Bowmaster for Mom and then another removal spell, and that kind of sucks, but that's just life. Rooting against you 2 streams in a row because I just bought 4 Overlords. I think the deck is still very good. Like, Yoshiwada top 8s like every fucking week. I was talking about it at the beginning of the stream. I think DNT's just really well positioned right now. DNT's just been killing it everywhere. If they kill both, then we just get to Formula back Velia, right? I would probably just Formula back Stoneforge in that position. Unless, if I drew like a 4th land, then maybe I would Formula back Felia, because I could protect it with Caracas at that point. But on 3 mana, I would just get back Stoneforge Mystic again, I think. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. We'll see if we get there. Not at 6, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, even though Show and Tell noobs in the meta. Yeah, I think Show and Tell's not that bad a matchup for D&T. Thought Seizes, Pyroblast, set of like the various builds. Witch Enchanter, Loran coming back. Oops, all spells is like your worst, probably your worst matchup that you'd expect with any regularity. Outside of something like Doomsday. Thoughtseize, that's rude. I don't think they would Thoughtseize this Felia. I think they're just always going to Thoughtseize Formula here, which does kind of fucking suck. But they could, like, play land Thoughtseize me again or something, take Felia this time, and then just have second Thoughtseize for 4 more, which would suck. So I think I just cast this now. I don't think there's a huge downside. I could, like, hold it and, like, hope that they make the wrong decision and take the Felia here or something, but that seems probably a little loose. But yeah, D&D's just been, like, winning a bunch. Yoshiwada top 8s, like, every week. I had like 2 5-0s with this silly list. Akleth had a 5-0 with his no Felia, no Overlord, black-white list. Jamie got 2nd place in the challenge with red-white. Unfortunate. Alright, surely they don't have the card Force of Will. Surely. Oh wow, they don't. Holy shit. I didn't think I would get this far. What the hell am I tutoring? I think I'm tutoring a Solitude for one of my things. Because I want to be able to answer a Murktide Regent. And then I tutor Stoneforge Mystic. Wait, no, Stoneforge Mystic activates the Cauldron in my hand and then grabs like fucking Lion's Edge or something. I don't really care. So that seems wise. Because our current answer to Murktide Regent is uncastable at the current moment, which kind of sucks. We could tutor an answer to up the Beanstalk. We have, like, Felia Recruiter active right now, so maybe we grab, like, Loran plus Solitude or something. I think if we keep our stuff on board, we're super far ahead in this game. We do want to just kill their engines. Go with my gut says definitely this first one gets Solitude, and I guess maybe it gets Stifled, and I don't get a second decision, so I should probably sort that out, huh? My gut says Stifle or get Solitude because I don't want to lose to Murktide Regent for no reason. Alright, no Stifle. Cool. I think I want to blow up the Beanstalk more than I want to cast Stoneforge Mystic. Because we already have a bunch of value in play that's hard for them to interact with. I think I just want to make sure that they can't keep up. They also brainstormed and missed their land drop, if I'm not mistaken. They went Brainstorm, Thoughtseize, Go. Yeah. And they didn't cast Force so well on the Recruiter, which means they don't have Force here. Seems pretty bad for them. they're not. They can't even cast Murktide right now. Very funny. -3, -1, and hope to grab a land off the top. You got it. Now we can have 6 at least. Miss, miss, miss. Aww. Wasteland or Mystic Sanctuary? I mean, Mystic Sanctuary doesn't cast anything relevant now they're just Wasteland. So they might Wasteland my Wasteland now that I see their weakness, which would kind of suck for me. But oh, they grabbed Sanctuary. Sick. Maybe they have Murktide? They want to cast here? Are they thinking about hit nothing and then make an 8/8? I feel like that's got to be worse than like drawing Brainstorm and making a 7/7. Or drawing Witherbloom Command, sure. No Murktide. Interesting. Also interesting, we drew a blue source. Am I supposed to Wasteland? Am I supposed to tap this Karakas and Wasteland them off of Witherbloom Command? This seems pretty good. Shoot your beans. I guess this time we'll get Stoneforge. We can play the Stoneforge and then pitch the Lion Sash to Solitude potentially if they find Murktide. And then we have the Stoneforge in play for Kaldra. So they're black sources. Failure sure isn't saying we can untap with her. Yeah, I mean, when you, like, removal spell check your opponent 3 times. Like, they had to answer Mom, Stoneforge, and then we got to get the Felia down with the Recruiter. It would have been much worse if we didn't have, like, a good value flicker here. If we were, like, down... If we were missing, like, one piece, the Felia would have looked much worse. But, you know... When you get the Mom Felia... Also, notably, like, Mother of Runes. It feels good to be playing Mother of Runes in D&T. I've definitely missed that, honestly, with, the Overlord lists. Mother of Runes just lines up so nicely versus the fair decks. Even versus Orcish Bowmaster a lot of the time. Mother of Runes just, like, really makes it harder for your opponent to interact with your shit. Alright, 6 minutes until the prelim. 0% chance to fire. Alright, Wonder Pro, you got it, boss. Let's keep playing the league, huh? Yeah, I think they were supposed to either Wasteland my Wasteland or not get back the green-black spell. My opponent is on Mono Jundro. What is... Goldfish's naming system has been so weird. It just started adding Mono in front of all the names. Like, this list was, like, Mono was listed as, like, Yorion Death and Taxes, Mono Azorius. Just some weird, like, glitch in the MTG Goldfish naming system. Mono Jund Reanimator. I will not be 1v1ing Wonder Pro. I would like if I wanted to embarrass myself that badly on a stream. I'm sure there are plenty of ways to do that. Is my opponent actually on Reanimator? Say it's like almost keepable if they are. I mean, still probably would lose, but be nice on the play. Opponent mulligans to 6. But Balerian Jihad includes goldfish naming bot. I have no idea what the fuck that is. Let's be respectful and mulligan this hand. I would keep this against Reanimator. Classic. I guess I'm gonna keep this. Lose, but you know. Keep this bottom Aegis. Well, bottom Skyclave's Aegis. Give them some credibility that they're on Reanimator, and then somehow don't kill me until like turn 4, and then also a sorcery speed or removal spell is relevant enough. Surely all of that will happen. I guess I shouldn't F6. I can pretend I'm a blue deck. Maybe they'll. Oh, they're not a Reanimator. Sweet. You have a chance. I guess they could be on like blue-black. My blue-black instincts are kicking in when they play like the like back during the blue-black tempo Reanimator terror days in your game 1s where you were just like 0% to ever win. I would just like play Wasteland on turn 1 versus off black fetch, so they couldn't just fetch Swamp Entomb, untap Reanimate. They would have to like fetch Underground Sea Entomb, and then you Wasteland them and hope that they animate that hand, and then you just like they go Underground Sea Reanimate, and you die anyway. But all that is to say that I'm not gonna do that. Like, I want to put this on top, make the Wasteland good, or the tap land. Keep that against the average flooded strand deck, I guess. Don't get an Underground Sea. Come on, be cool. Be cool about it. Yeah. Be like a Nadu deck and set up like a turn 3. Although, hang on. Yeah, no, we can like Wasteland and delay it a little bit, and then set up like Meddling Mage. I'm casting Brainstorms. What do you think? Oh god. This is bad for me. I can't cast a Meddling Mage naming Nomad's Encore. I can't Wasteland them off of white mana. Surely nothing bad will happen. I think I want to Wasteland them. On the off chance they don't have Nomads and they don't just fucking instantly kill me. Although, it just like, what does that do? It lets me not cast my removal spell next turn. They topped a card with the Hedge Maze too. I feel like I just have to play Meticulous Archive. Bottomless. Graveyard this. I think I also have to play this. I don't think holding up a pretend Source of Plowshares is going to save me here. This at least lets me cast Meddling Mage or Assimilation in Aegis next turn. Is it Aegis or Aegis? Yeah, get in that 1 point of damage. Hell yeah. Aegis? I guess everyone's saying typing GIS still, I guess, doesn't help me, does it? Gis. I guess if you type the J, then it would be Gis, but G is Aegis. Although it's technically like the AE is supposed to be like an S sound, right? Because it's technically like Aether Vial, isn't it? But everyone just says Aether. I like Aether sounds more magic-y to me. I like Aether Vial. Aegis sounds horrible. Aegis? Aegis? Ooh. Pronounce the second letter in the diphthong. The fuck does that? You think I'm gonna? I didn't go to college to learn what a diphthong is. In Dota, they say it with a hard G. I think Aegis makes the most sense to me as like the most magic-y sounding word. I lied. It's Aegis. What useless thing did I go to college for then? Electrical engineering. Similarly useless, but in a totally different field. Google says Aegis. Yeah, I think Aegis is. I think it is like yeah, it's ether, not ether. Yeah, yeah, it is ether file technically, but everyone says ether file. So it's the E sound. What are we doing here? Being distracted on how to. I don't even know what was the right answer. Aegis. Aegis is the correct pronunciation. So the incorrect pronunciation, where I like to say AE, would be Aegis then. I think I'm just gonna cast Assimilation Aegis on this Syphilid Illusionist. Assimilation Aegis. A lot of times the right way sounds worse than the wrong way. Yeah, you get it. Like Rayquaza. Who the fuck says Rayquaza? Yeah, I don't care that it's a Quasar. Rayquaza sounds way better. I'm not Meddling Mage on Nomad. Yeah, I could. Days, sure. Might have been better. Oh, they missed a land drop. Why the fuck didn't I wasteland them and play Meddling Mage on Nomad? Chat's. I blame that one on chat for distracting me on how to pronounce Aegis. That one's all on chat. That one's not on me at all. I didn't fuck that up even a little bit. Why the fuck did I not wasteland them? After they cast a 2-mana 1/1 flyer and missed their third land drop, and I have a wasteland. Damn, it would have been a lot better if I had wastelanded them and cast a Meddling Mage naming Nomad Sun Core. Oh, never mind. I'm a fucking genius. Look at me. I think I want to pitch this Mother of Runes, genuinely. I think double Meddling Mage is going to be better than Mom Meddling Mage on one thing, because I kind of want to name... Because now I have to, like, name Nadu and Delusionist, right? And just hope they never have Source Splashers. I guess I could, like, wasteland them and just name Illusionist. For a while, at least. Pitch Mage, Violin Mom, untap, Violin Mage, name Cephalid, wasteland them, try to dig for an answer for Nadu. We have several turns to do so. Maybe it is better, because it's better against, like, Plow. Maybe we should have, like, Force or Another Days. Okay, sure. Alright, you got it. Well, we're Pajima Pokemon Suicune being Suicune and not Suicune is a tragedy. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Do I want to see their deck? Not really. I guess, is it even worth, like, no, like, everyone's playing Zero Therapy 1 Memory Journey nowadays, right? It's, like, not even really worth checking out, like, their specific list. I call it Suicune. Wait, Suisune. That's fun. I guess they could have the, Dread Return in hand. Then we could win. Name Memory's Journey with Meddling Mage. Just kill him. Dang. I was getting hopeful. They were getting pretty close to the bottom of the deck. We lost through Carols. Oh yeah, certainly. We definitely should have won this one. We were too busy talking about Aegises to make the much, much better play. Well, if wasteland them, cast my Meddling Mage gets forced, and then we have Solitude for the Cephalid after that. Then they They don't necessarily have... They could have had the daze there, potentially. We don't know if they had another land, but it didn't seem like it. They would have had to have top-decked an island to then daze the Solitude the turn after. Probably would have been smart to actually wasteland them, cast Meddling Mage. After they force Meddling Mage, I'd probably Sorcery Speed Solitude to play around daze. Alright. Let's get these guys in here. Where's my brainstorms? Where they should be, in the trash can. So what do we want? What do we like here? What do we dislike? Form Warrior is not very good in this matchup. You just always want removal spell, clock, or graveyard hate. Wisps are a little mediocre. Gilded Drake's also honestly kind of medium. It's like nice as a removal spell, but like stealing their 1/1 sucks. Stealing their Nadu is really good. Just don't know if I want these cards at all. It's kind of bad that they all miss like the key cards. I guess they both technically stop the Cephalid combo nowadays because they don't have Cabal therapies. So if they're like really greedy and just try to kill you, you can just consign them and then they die. Or if like Fluster from the Dread Return and then they die. But we're already kind of strapped for cards to board out. I think we cut the Harbinger. It blows up Sagas, but I guess we don't have that many things that blow up Sagas. But like, Blue's not actually that hard on the mana base in a non-wasteland matchup. God, this is like kind of tough. Maybe we just shave a bunch of Felias and Drakes, huh? And board in this stuff. Consign seems so mediocre. It counters Shuko, or it counters Saga Chapter 3 very specifically. And that's about it. And then it counters Thoracle trigger. Yeah, the only cards I really want to cut are like some number of these. Maybe we just do like this and don't board in these things. Not confident on this. I've not played First Breakfast as this iteration. Probably overvaluing Gilded Drake a little bit here. Especially because it doesn't pitch to Solitude. So when it's bad, you can't, like, get rid of it like you can with a lot of the other white cards. Alright, this hand's a little weak, but it's fine. Wasteland's nice. Got, hopefully, multiple removal spells. Just need a white card to pair with the Solitude. In before we draw Gilded Drake. Cry a lot. I did have a sick game in the challenge where I had, I got to Gilded Drake my opponent's Nomads and Nadu versus Bant Nadu. It felt so nice. They unfortunately conceded before I got to take a screenshot of, like, me with a bunch of triggers on the stack. But they did wait long enough for me to get the screenshot of me having a Nadu and a Nomads in play on my side of the battlefield. Wasteland. I guess maybe not if they Prismatic Ending my file. Kind of nice to bank your Wastelands for Sagas in this matchup unless you sense weakness. Offer the days there because I'm just always playing Meticulous Archive anyway, and it gives me a little bit more information if they do decide to cast days. Could have even maybe saved the Mom as like Solitude fodder, because Mom's not very exciting in this matchup. I think I just want to mill this and find more stuff. The Brainstorm would be good here. Yeah. Most spells in our deck would be pretty good here, honestly. Seems like we would have to cut some of the spells to put in Brainstorms. Brainstorm doesn't pitch to Solitude. Plow. Pending again. Deal. Alright. Alright, this time maybe we don't cast the Mom, huh? We're getting to the stage of the game where we do need to have multiple levels of interaction up. So maybe we just surveil. Brainstorm Bridges of the Force. Another card that is also not in our deck. We're going to cut 8 cards from this deck for Brainstorm plus Force, and then cut like 6 other cards to add enough blue cards in our deck to play Brainstorm Force. This is a different deck. I did think about a blue variant that played like Spellseeker. It's kind of interesting. Man, it would have really sucked if my opponent cast a Teferi there, huh? Kind of need something to put onto the battlefield here. Alright. A card to put on the battlefield. Now I feel kind of stupid for not casting my mom, though. This Meddling Mage is much worse when it's not backed by Mother of Runes, and you're not really allowed to name swords. I guess I could technically name Sword Splashers, but it wouldn't really help me. Maybe now we just play Mother of Runes and say go? Let it eat a removal spell, and then untap, and then Meddling Mage after? It'd be a nice turn to add Yorion to hand as well, but I don't really want to put shields down versus my opponent not casting anything. I guess not shields down. Put a shield down. We have 2 up. Come on. Untap and then cast a 3rd Prismatic Ending on my Mother of Runes. You know you want to. Could be like Nadu into payoff. Or Shuko into Nadu. JTMS. Oh, this could get ugly, huh? Cephalid into Nomads. I guess Cephalid into Nomads and Nomads wouldn't do anything. You would lead Nomads here if you had double Nomads. Alright, no free Narcomoebas. I always hate it when that happens. Just like tilts me. Just like a very small amount of tilt, but like whenever they randomly mill a Narcomoeba for free off of just like a blind illusionist, you're just a little bit just pings in your head, just like, God damn it. There we go. Baited up the Source Plowshares. Now we slam Meddling Mage named Nadu. Hopefully draw a white card for the 3 illusionists. Not a white card for 3 illusionists. Oh, it is a pick up Yorion land, though. Nadu. Winged Wisdom. Alright, shields up. Are they only angry for Nadu? And the back half of Memory's Journey. And like maybe some sideboard cards. I don't really look at Breakfast sideboard super closely, but it is like 90% Nadu. I want to cast the Solitude. I don't know when I'm supposed to cast it, assuming like a hardcast Forcible or something. If I hadn't drawn land, I wouldn't cast it because I would like be casting into Days as well. I think I just jam end step here. Thank God we didn't activate any of these wastelands, huh? What wouldn't they cast? It's either a land or I guess it's a Nadu, right? It could be just an actual Nadu. It's Force, Days, land, or Nadu. And they know the Malus card. I don't need to like bluff holding up a blue mana. Memory's Journey could be. Oh, you're naming green. cards that could be in my opponent's hand. Dread Return could be in my opponent's hand. Thoracle. You'd cast Thoracle here, I think. Maybe not. Because it means that if it got exiled, you would have no win cons. Okay, it is just Force of Will. Bit of a bummer, but not that bad. Nice. That's an incredible top deck. I think I get Skyclave to kill the Nomads, just so we're not in any danger here. Could also get Meddling Mage, but that seems not very good. Getting Aegis. Yoink. Alright, this game seems pretty locked up, huh? If they just pass, do I play around Plow on my Skyclave and just attack for 4? Probably, right? 4 puts them to 10. We have 4 plus... Wow, it is actually missing lethal if I... if I attack with the Recruiter. I don't think there's a world that I lose here if I wait an extra turn to play around a top deck Source Supply Shards on Skyclave to block the Recruiter with the 1/1 illusion. Flicker Recruiter, go get Solitude, just have a bunch of shields up forever. I really don't think there's a world that I lose that game. Played around it. Oh god, I feel vindicated. God, I love it when that shit happens. Just when you think about the things that like just don't matter for like 99% of games, where you're like, but what if? God, that feels good. Resolved. Name Caracas, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna attack you to 2 life and then attack you to no life. Name Caracas, die. Deal. Fetch a response like I named Merit Mesa. Also deal. Snap it off. Alright. How did that game go? Consign can hit Saga bullets? I guess we already said Saga can hit, or Consign can hit Shuko. Alright, what are the cards I would consider cutting? Some number of these guys, I think, would be the main. I would say cut some Moms, but like Mom was so good at getting, just chunking through. They had so many removal spells. They cast like, it was like triple pending plus plow, or like a double pending double plow or something like that. They had a lot more interaction than I was expecting that game. So maybe Mom is still good enough to protect like Meddling Mages and Containment Priests and Sashes and stuff like that. I also don't hate having like access to Wisp. It just is always kind of mediocre in this matchup. I feel like the first Wisps could maybe be better than the third Thalia too, when you have some Recruiter lines and you want to flicker something immediately. Something like that. I feel like these Drakes aren't going to be very good. I feel like I don't want 4 Drakes in this matchup. Versus like Bug, or not Bug, versus like Bant, Nadu, they just have more creatures generally. They have like the one of Uro to Green Sentient 4 sometimes, or like the Raccoon Scavenging Ooze guy, or even like Stealing Mana Dorks if you're like popping off with Felia plus Drake. But Breakfast just has like no creatures, right? It's just got the combo guys. So Drake definitely has more moments to miss. All right, keep. Sand's got a lot of goodies. Ugh. Don't be like turn one nomads. I hate the turn one. God damn it. I hate playing as exactly turn one nomads at core always gives me like so much anxiety. I'm just like, what if they have days plus force of will here and I need to cast this plow right now? I mean the opportunity cost is like fairly low for me to just plow this right now. Given that like I can still play Meddling Mage next turn if I want to, or just play Tapland, hold up the second plow that we drew to play Wrath guys if they have like an Urza Saga, stuff like that. So I do think that I am going to play around Days plus Force of Will plus land plus Nomad as their 5-card hand. Days, Force of Will, land, blue card, or Cephalid. Yeah, plus draw step. But this also like sucks shit when it then just like turn 2 cast second Nomads. Hey, Harain, thanks for the resub, appreciated. Oh god, they force a will this. If they had days, they would daze it. Obviously, there's no reason they wouldn't. But this means that they for sure are trying to kill me with follow-up Cephalid Illusionist, which means I should just Solitude this right now, I think. I think I might honestly pitch the Meddling Mage. And just bank the Wrath of the Skies to clean up like a Saga or something. We have Plow to deal with the Illusionist the following turn. Wrath of the Skies to deal with like a potential Nomads or something down the road. This plays around top deck Days or Second Force. I don't think they have enough cards for Second Force plus land plus Illusionist. I do hate the games that turn 1 Nomad makes you play like that. Just like, maybe I could wait on the Solitude. The decent. There's like a pretty likely chance that I didn't have to Solitude there. Very narrow window of punishes. It's like specifically top card Days. Alright, we will Wrath some Skies here. I think I want to Wrath this guy. I didn't think about it very long, but I could like have technically saved the Wrath for next turn. I think I want planes here. We have double blue if we draw our Harbinger and we never get our mana messed with. There's the Illusionist. Do I want this? What does this do for me? Flickers the Recruiter, which could be nice. It's a white card, so that next turn after we plow this, we can then cast Recruiter, grab Solitude, and then pitch it if we need to kill something, and if not, we can cast the Flicker Wisp and target the Recruiter. And then the Recruiter probably dies from my Source Supply Shares, but I think this is actually good enough. I am going to plow in response to this, I think. I don't want them to, like, find force blue card, and also, like, I don't want them to, like, be able to use the Cephalid to shuffle. Ooh, they boarded Consign. Never sure if people are boarding in Consign versus me. People seem to go back and forth on it a lot. It kind of depends on what your bad cards are, I suppose. It can be, like, pretty... It can range from, like, absolute blowout to, like, decent to stone cold unplayable, so... Hard to say. We didn't snipe a Shuko in that mill, which is nice for us. The reflavor Doc Ox has a Cephalid. Isn't Octopus, like, a creature type already? I guess now we recruit Loran. That puts the shields down for so long is the issue. I would love to be able to just kill this Urza's Saga. And they don't have either piece of the combo right now. So maybe it's fine to put the shields down here, huh? Guess we could Harbinger too, huh? Try to cut them off of white and kill the Saga. Not a bad option. Cut them off of Nadu and cut them off Nomads unless they find a basic plains next turn. We have double white still. Alright, I'm in. It's Harbinger time. Oh yeah, Cephalid got fully replaced by Octopus. Yeah, you're right. This is just an Octopus Wizard now. I forgot about that. Alright. Opponent, please don't full combo me from your 3-card hand at 3 mana. I would be very sad if you did that. I would feel pretty upset. But the fact that I didn't get a Solitude. But I feel like this play feels more correct. Why isn't the opponent played a Torpor? Don't they want to win? I don't know. I don't think it's probably not very good in their Thassa's Oracle deck if I had to guess. But who knows? Just make Torpor a creature and then sack you the Druid Chart. Holy shit, you broke it, Y2 Fae. You've cracked the code. Karn breakfast. Ponder, no shuffle. Alright. Oh, thank God we have shields up. I love having shields up. It makes me feel so safe. This feels like I'm just gonna get the Harbinger plowed here, but that's fine. Kills the Saga. They get no constructs. I'm not playing it. It also gets a choose through a removal spell, which makes the Wisp Recruiter line safer. Alright, so it essentially was a Loran with a bit higher upside because they didn't need to. It forced the plow rather than, like, they could have held the plow and blown under a Flicker Wisp instead. This is insane. We could tank a Marriage hit now. True. How are they ever going to deal 21 damage to win this game of Magic? With so many of their creatures already gone, too? We've exiled like a quarter of the creatures in their deck. How will we ever die? We gained 1 life and they lost 1 life? Unheard of. White card. Damn it. Alright, I mean, we're slam jamming this Flicker Wisp for sure. A very specific set of cards here to punish me slamming Flicker Wisp here. I guess we can play around Double Daze, but they also kept off their Ponder, so there's no chance in hell their hand is Double Daze. Did we just get, like, Felia here? Is that stupid? It's maybe stupid. What do we get? Stoneforge? Stoneforge gets Sash? So we continue to have, like, float white card in hand all the time? Sash braces us well for Illusionist? How am I losing this game? I run out of removal spells. My opponent burns through all my shit. It kind of makes me want Felia, but Felia encourages me to play into a Daze, which I don't need to play into at all. So I think it is just Stoneforge. Stoneforge might get Aegis, too. Topped a card with Archive, sure. E-Guys? Oh, that's the best one so far, I think. Alright, Illusionist resolves. You cut that out right now. Milled the second Shuko. Removal, removal, removal. Yes! We're alive. Give me that. Do we equip to my recruiter? Do I make my recruiter a nomad? That seems irrelevant. A reason not to. What if they play Nadu and then we draw Gilded Drake? Oh, I guess it lets the recruiter get pending for 1 mana, but then does that matter? No. Why would they pending that over pending the E guys? Let's fucking we came here to fucking put our Aegis on some stuff. Now I really hope that they play Nadu and then we draw Drake. It would just be so funny. Have you heard of Brainstorm? No, what does that card do? We don't have any, but yeah, we don't have any bad cards to shuffle into our deck. I don't really understand. You draw 3 cards and that's it. Interesting. I feel like more decks would... That card seems really good. Why aren't more decks running it? Only 50% though? Like, to draw 3 seems like maybe one of the best cards in Magic. The top 9 for sure. I feel like more than 50% of decks would play that one. If only there were some card that would let us put this bad Aether Vial top deck back into our deck, and then we could like draw different cards instead. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Too bad that card doesn't exist. Oh, Brain Surge. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Echo Aeons. Could splash red for Inti. Now we're talking. Fable the Mirror Breaker. Discard the Aether Vials. God, I always want to put Fable in red, white, D&T. It's just like more. It's like just another 3-drop in the deck that has too many 3-drops. And like it just does things that the deck's already pretty good at. But Fable is such a fucking sick ass card, man. Splash black for Psychic Frog to discard the Vial. I see. I'm gonna cry if my opponent casts 3rd Nomads and 3rd Illusionist. I'll be very sad about it. Are they pendinging my Assimilation Aegis? That would be fine, because we could flicker. We could Yori on the Wisp and the Recruiter and go get, like, Solitude. Something else. I guess our shields would be down unless we drew... If we draw land 6 or a white card, which is most of the cards in our deck, then shields would be back up. I guess we could, worst case, use the Flicker Wisp to flicker out the Nomads for a turn. No, they're not doing that thing that I just said. It's a little scary to jam Yori on. My opponent has shown that they've boarded in Consigned to Memory. If only there was some way we could turn these files into real Magic cards. Curses. They're at 5 life. I think we just jam Yori. I think we jam Yori. Also, notably, the thing that I was talking about where, like, almost all of the cards in our deck put the shields back up this turn. Any untapped land or white card in this, like, almost all of our entire deck, except for Cauldra and the other 3 Aether Vials, I think. And then we fucking draw one of the maybe 4 cards in our deck that miss here. I guess the Drakes that are left are also misses. Anyway, all that is to say, I think I jam this anyway. I think I'm going to play around. If this resolves, I am going to play around Consign and just flicker Recruiter of the Guard, though. They have Plow. Plow my Nomad. It's just a Nomad Encore. It's not a Recruiter of the Guard. I don't know why you'd plow it. It's not very good with my Yorion. I feel like you'd want to plow Flicker Wisp. This one's got the end of the battlefield effect. It's a meager Nomad Encore. Why would you plow this one? No value to be had. They're worried I'm gonna mill myself. Oh, if I find my own Cephalid Illusionist, they want to get rid of it. All right. Anyway, we're all goofing here, but I'm gonna flicker just my Recruiter. I think I don't want to play into like another Consign and flicker the Wisp for minimal value. I think they're at 5 life, 2 cards in hand. Flickering a land would keep us slightly more alive if I just like flicker out their Tundra too. If their hand is like Consign, Plow, we're still in a pretty good spot. Maybe I do want to flicker both. Just try to tie up some niche scenarios here. Just like conned myself into making the bad play. my thing's resolved. Alright, so I could flicker out the Recruiter again, but I think I just want to flicker out the land because we have, like, Giga Lethal in play. And I want to, cut down their resources for potential kills. We'll just get Solitude. Maybe I was supposed to get Mother. No, they're at like 2. There's like a chance that Mother Runes is the correct play. Just like try to force through lethal with the Vial or something, but yeah, we probably don't have lethal and we want to put shields up. Alright, they're dead. We did it! Whew. Fucking stressful games, huh? Got to fucking coast easy mode versus the Bug Beans deck, but then some real brain strainers after we like colossally punted the game 1. We had to. It's actually better to flicker the Archive to deny the mana on your turn even while you threaten their life points directly. I don't think so, because they're always gonna have the 1 white mana. So like. And they have 2 other blue mana to, like, cantrip into the Plow or whatever, and the odds are that I'm not going to have lethal. They have 2 cards in hand and, like, thought about casting a Plow and ended up not doing it for whatever reason. Maybe they were just trying to bluff, but there's a pretty good odds that I'm just going to, like, have one of my creatures removed and they're going to, like, have another turn of life, potentially. They're at 5, and we have 4 power after they Plow a Yorion. So then, like, I just give them an extra Surveil to try to, like, dig for exactly, like, Nadu plus 3rd Nomad or something like that. Cephalid 3 plus Nomad 3. Oh no, my opponent was last seen playing Oops All spells? Well, let us all join our hands together and pray that they have seen the light, they have chosen a better path. Or that they have a turn 2, and we win. Step 1, they don't turn 1 me. Step 2, we win the 50-50 on the Meddling Mage name. Step 3, I don't know. A lot of things need to go right here. Look. They're mulling to 5. I'm going to play Witch Enchanter and then play Aether Vial on the off chance that they turn 1 Thoughtseize me. Oh no, they're just gonna take the Mage. What the fuck am I saying? That's stupid. I should just play the Vista and fetch Island. If they Thoughtseize me and take the Witch Enchanter, then we still have Meddling Mage and a Vial in play, and none of this matters. We're gonna die. Maybe the Island makes them think that we have Force, and they go for a Thoughtseize, then we top deck second Meddling Mage. Anything's possible if you believe. Tap, 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 tap. Fuck. Oh shit. Force a Will, Force a Will, Force a Will. Come on! Island Aether Vial? You got... Name Force a Will. I'm on like fucking... Oh, they need Meddling Mage. Alright, fair enough. That's valid. I don't think that's sus at all. It's my last, like, 3 published lists if they're checking. I could have clicked on their list, too. It's also, like, even against, like, it's a Yorion Aether Vial deck. Even if you don't, like, specifically know who I am, like, Esper Vial is also, like, pretty reasonable. Yeah, I trophied like twice with it. Luckily we have this mom. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Is there ever a world where I need to cast Swords Plowshares? Well, there's never a world where my life total matters, so we'll just like shock this in and pretend I have something. Pretend I have my 2-minute, I don't know, 2-minute counter spell. Anything? Anyone want to name a card that I could have here to punish them? Reprieve? Mana Leak? Tap, 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 tap. Remand. You know what? I gotta get my clock. They're gonna name Recruiter the Guard, obviously, but... Alright, chat, everyone put your hands together and summon... What do we want here? Does Lavinia even get enough? Lavinia doesn't get far enough, I think. Tap is worse. 3. Oh, you want 3 mana, then they cast Undercity Informer. Yeah, that would have been good. Draw Rest in Peace. I don't think we're going to draw that one. I think that our best draw on the deck is Lavinia, which doesn't win, but stops Dread Return. But then we have to beat Memory's Journey. Sash does a little bit at least. Perfect. Fucking Tundra. Love it. I'm just gonna do your Reanimator and attack them. I don't give a fuck. They're just going for it every time. Damn. Gave it the old college try. There's the Memory's Journey. Lively Dirge? What the hell is this? I'm trying to read. Stop killing me. It's in 3 mana Entomb, 4 mana like reanimate your thing, or 7 mana win the game, right? Wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's just 5 mana win the game? Oh, wait, holy shit. That's pretty fucked up. I mean, it's win the game that doesn't help you. It's like Informer number 9, right? Too bad your deck doesn't do anything. They Thoughtseize me twice. What was I supposed to do? Your deck win on turn 3 after you get Thoughtseize twice? I don't think so. Board these guys. Board out. We got a lot of bad cards for this one. Get this shit out of here. Get this shit out of here. Wrath of the Sky is probably better than a Solitude. This looks pretty safe. Path to Exile. We got all the swords out of the deck. Solitude's better than Path to Exile. Path your own creature to ramp you into Harbinger of the Seas. Turn 1 Mom. No, that doesn't even work. Turn 1, cast Solitude, path it to get turn 2, 3-drop. That seems pretty niche. You Drake the Informer when they cast it and don't have mana to activate, and then you hit him with it, and then you also counter the Memory's Journey, and yeah, alright, whatever. Let's, do we want these Felias? I guess the Felias are just gonna be better than all this other shit. Perfect hand. I don't know. Land, Flusterstorm, Leyline. Something else. Close. Close. They kept 7, which means we will not see the light of day. Which means we will... Alright, fine. Hand's not exciting, but I'll keep it. We're on 5. I think I'm bottoming the Vial because I'm never allowed to cast it. But then we're also... I guess we're like a land away from casting Harbinger anyway. Harbinger's like not even that good though. I mean, it potentially cuts them off with black, but we could just keep 3rd land and try to get like 3-land Sash as the plan. A lot needs to go right. I think we're gonna do this. Am I supposed to Flusterstorm Dark Ritual? The answer is yes, right? Just like always have to Fluster Dark Ritual in this matchup. Or like Spell Pierce it or whatever. asked and answered. Surely they won't be able to kill me with the remaining 6 cards in their hand over 3 turns. The top card of our deck is certainly Leyline of the Void, too. I'm going to fetch planes here. It's bad if we shuffle back the Harbinger and then draw it again, but there is a point where we just need infinite white mana with my Sash and plane in order to actually beat Memory's Journey. We're also probably just going to die next turn, but we can pray. Nice! Not dying! Look at us. Look at us not being dead yet. Name consign. Sounds like we're not dying this turn. Alright. I think you need just as much white mana open as possible to actually beat the combo. So I think I just don't activate it all. And then obviously activate on end step, but they named consign because they're gonna Belcher me? That'd be pretty bad. That would make sense too. Yeah. Alright, we will simply will Skyclave Apparition or Loran to the top of our deck. Damn. Oh, well, we instantly die if they ever hit another mana source, so there's no point in holding up, like, mana right now. Just want to deal them as much damage as possible. Looking like if I had dealt extra damage, then we could have actually... We did it! We won a game! It's just that easy. Just get really lucky. Yeah, well, who was brainstorming to help you find the answer? Well, well, well. Just fucking draw the card. Look at that. Imagine if we had Brainstorm on the turn we had 4 mana, and then we'd fucking draw the Witch Enchanter that we can't even fucking cast. Because it's 4 mana on our 4 mana turn. Who's the fool now? Sandbagging Spirit Guide would have been funny as fuck. I wouldn't have even been mad. It would have been so fucking funny if they just, like, Spirit Guide fucking blasted me in response to me casting Witch Enchanter. That would have been really good. Run it back. Mold a Leyline. 3 lands, 4 Leylines. Then we're gonna die to the Belcher. We need, like, 3 land, 2 Leyline, Fluster Consign or something. I don't know. Meddling Mage, maybe? Leyline, Fluster, Meddling Mage for Belcher, Consign for turn 1 Belcher. I don't know. We need a lot. It definitely starts with Leyline. Also, notably would have gotten super rewarded if we had held the Fluster. because then they would have cast also a Cabal Ridden into it. But obviously we can't know that. They could have easily just like pitch Spirit Guide, cast payoff card and kill you. This hand is terrible. Just downright awful. Unkeepable dog shit. Get this hand out of my sight. Felios and Poop. What do you think the 1/1 counters are? Can my opponent stop keeping 7 cards, please? Whenever my Belcher opponent keeps 7. Alright, this hand's cooking. This hand's got a lot of juice. What are we bottoming? The Mother of Runes or the Wrath? I think we're bottoming the Wrath of the Skies, honestly. Because we're gonna go Leyline of the Void, hold up Consign every turn of the game for forever. We might cast Lavinia on turn 2 specifically, but I don't think this Wrath of the Skies is it. Like, cleans up Lotus Petals or something, but we mostly brought it in because it's better than Solitude, but I think it's like the second worst card in our deck. Be cool about this. Be cool about this. Be cool about this. Be chill. Nope, be cool about this. Oh, come on. Come on. Guess I'm not holding up this Consign to memory, am I? I mean, it could counter future Lotus Petals, but I also need to kill my opponent, I think. Which means cast Mother of Runes into Lavinia and start attacking. Does also counter LED, but they would have to have top decked LED because obviously they would have played it. Is there anything else that Consign does that I actually care about here? No, right? No, like other weird ways they make it. It's just like mana cards. We're just gonna play Mom. Is dying a triggered ability? Yeah, can we counter having negative 30 life? Tap, tap, tap. Oh, damn it. Come on. Alright. Well, you can't win them all. Especially when your Oops opponent keeps 7s games 2 and 3. This hand had a lot of good stuff, but not quite enough. We were far away from beating them if they had Dark Written Hand too. Like, ideally the Lavinia turns off, like, Cabal Ritual because they were on 0 mana, or, like, future Lotus Petals and stuff like that. But if they were on Dark Writ, we're just, as soon as they top deck any Black Source, we just die. And we needed to either literally lethal them, or, like, hit land drops and find Laron or Skyclave. So we're, like, pretty far away from beating, specifically, turn 1 Belcher. Oh, well. Put up a good fight, and, like, the blue cards were very good. The Belcher sideboard plan is one of the best ways to beat Leyline, and, like, we had a blue card to help against Belcher. Just didn't help against specifically turn 1 Belcher, you know? Hey. But you can't really keep anything to beat that.
Hey, do you want to see?
What am I seeing? You're not allowed to show that one on the stream. I don't want to get banned on
but
Twitch.
If you have to rate it out of 10.
It's a pretty good one. Let's run another match before we do the giveaway. And then we'll close out the league.
Are you going to play more or are you going to wrap up?
No, we got 2 more matches. And then we're going to... I'm just... Our opponent definitely, like, knew our entire deck there, too. They definitely were looking at it on Goldfish with, like, the Consign name in Game 2. Specifically, like, the Melee Mage name in Game 1 probably was... They were looking at my list on Goldfish or whatever. In the blind, we actually have, like, a 50-50 shot to win that Game 1. Bro, stop queuing into me! This is 3 weeks in a row! Leave me alone, Evron. Mike, do I need like to pull up Evron's stream while I'm streaming so I don't hit the like join league button at the same time as him? I mean, I'm just gonna like keep this and die to fucking turn 1 torpor or whatever. If you guys turn 1 torpor, we're conceding and moving on. I have better things to do with my day. Not Torpor Orb deck. Holy shit. He's actually playing like fucking Delver or some shit. Let's go. Love to see it. I kind of hate Wastelanding Delver. We have 3 lands in hand. We also have a bunch of 3-drops. I kind of want to play this Mom into a Daze. Handful of 3-drops. Ooh, it's a pretty tasty one. If the Mom lives, it's really good. If the Mom doesn't live, it's still removal or Cauldra or Formal Wear. Interesting. So this is probably I assume this is Corey Steel Cutter Delver, Delverless Delver, or whatever. I've seen them play Tamios. Do I want to Wasteland now? Kind of want to just like Cauldra time if this resolves. I'm not super interested in Wastelanding, but I think I will Wasteland just to keep their mana in check a little. If this Stoneforge resolves, I think I Wasteland. God, even in this position, I'm like thinking about not getting Cauldra, but I think it is just Cauldra. This early on in the game, they have very few answers to it. We have Give River Runes going. We have like Recruiter banked for like potential removal spell for like a Murktide Region or something if we need it. We're gonna Wasteland next turn, or we're gonna Wasteland this turn, I think. Try to set them back. I think it is the rare Cauldra moment versus Delver. GG's, we just played against each other. Yeah, GG's. Got me good with the turn 1 Belcher. We did have the consign too but you're never beating the best oops 7s with D&T, so them's the breaks. What am I doing? What was I saying? Wasteland them? Yeah. This is going to be one of the all-time least ethical brazen borrowers. Wait, what are we brazenly borrowing? You didn't just flip this? I guess I don't get to attack this with my 1 Mother of Runes anyway. I'm kind of surprised they're willing to do this, but didn't just fucking go for it while I was tapped out. They just like had a plow or something. What's this about? This thing could be at 4. Oh yeah, the only thing to answer Cauldra. They would need to get through the Mother of Runes and then Brazen Borrow the Cauldra, yeah. And we also have Wisp for it, if in that case sometimes. Yeah, this thing pluses to 4 and then just fucking dies. We got him. This is what he does. This is what he deserves for last week. Get these Hydro Blasts in here. I assume he's on Corey Steel Cutter Delver, if I had to guess. Matchup that I'm like really not super happy about, Gilded Drake. It might be a Cauldron. Like, if they are on like Delver lists, like Corey Steel Cutters, they go a little bit slower. They have more like ground stuff. I'm very naturally boarding out Cauldron a lot, but I also like don't play with like Mom Stoneforge as much. Let's think about what our other options are. This card actually stays in the deck versus Corey Steelcutter. This card's terrible. Hey, Laurent, can you get off the screen? Thank you. So these are the potential cuts. We can maybe board in Flusters, but I'm not super happy about it. It serves a similar purpose, a weirdly similar purpose, like the Thoughtseizes being in as the Black Splash versus Delver. You're not happy about them, but you are kind of okay trading your cards one for one mana most of the time. So if you have Flush Charm in your deck, it's just you're going to cast on like literally any target most of the time. That being said, I'm also like not the biggest Meddling Mage fan in this matchup. Pre-board it's kind of nice because you just name Lightning Bolt and it's really hard for them to get so off the board. But post-board they have like Pyroblast and stuff. A little bit more annoying. Drakes are also like fine against Murktide specifically, but they're pretty bad against everything else. Is my main issue with Drake. Maybe we just do this. We could even like shave down the Felias versus Delver. Just do this. This doesn't look terrible. Flusterstorm is kind of a bummer on the draw if you like hold it up turn 1 and then your opponent has like turn 2 Corey Steelcutter into 0. You just can't even tag anything. I'm gonna keep this hand even though it's not the best. 2 uncastables. Metal Mage's like not really an uncastable. We have double Vial hand. And certainly a little loose. But like we have Caracas for Tameo. Vial's really good against Delver. Mom's very good against Delver, especially in tandem with Vial. If they like tap out, you sneak it in. Ponder, no shuffle. All right. You always got to think about the Wasteland versus Ponder shuffle. But whenever they Ponder no shuffle, it means that they're gonna hit land 2, and your decision doesn't matter. Is he like not playing? Like, did I like misevaluate the deck? Because he could not be on like Corey Steelcutter stuff, huh? Blue source. Am I supposed to play second file? It really sucks in the Meltdown, but Meltdown. Yeah, I'm gonna play second file. Not playing second file sucks into like a braid. Probably would have abraded the file already though. We're gonna see a third color. Feeling like Grixis. Rug? What is he doing over there? Rug, Tameo, Bolt, Force, Ponder, Brainstorm. Those are like the only cards we saw. What the fuck has he got going on over there? I just assumed he was on like the core Steelcutter deck, but alright, Wasteland kind of a punish. Is what it is. I think playing Karagas out there specifically to like make Tameo a worse play, but I think this Mother of Runes is bound for the afterlife. I also think that maybe I'm just not supposed to put in Mom with the other Vial ticking up to 1, just like kind of Rashad and port this Volcanic Island, essentially. We might even be able to like tick this other Vial up to 2 and like Meddling Mage Bolt and put in the Mother of Runes next turn or something. I think I'm just not going to put in Mom here versus untapped Volk. Oh, we fucking got his ass. I love it when my Carcass gets waste-sided. We just have another one. What did he do this turn? Turn 3 was Ponder. No shuffle. No land drop? Am I missing something? Fetch Hezmage. Mill Force of Will. Oh no, Wastelanded me. Duh. There we go. Alright. I still don't really want to Wasteland them. Although playing Wasteland makes it more awkward to try to leave out Bolt versus... Yeah. Now that we have more ability to, like, pressure a board, I think I'm going to play Wasteland and leave it up, not activate it. And if he just, like, taps down to the Volcanic or something, we might Wasteland it to sneak in Mage plus Mom or something like that. Maybe I'm supposed to just, like, Meddling Mage Murktide or something here. Our shields are really down on just getting punched by a 6/6. But I, like, don't know what he's doing over there. The only card we've seen is, like, Tameo. Just Tameo and, like, the regular-ass cantrips. Tameo Bolt. Like, what the fuck is he doing with Hedge Maze over there? In his rug deck. Sure. Played around my Wasteland plan annoyingly well. I kind of want a Meddling Mage Uro now is the issue. So I guess we put in the Mom as the bait. It gets bolted. Then we put in Meddling Mage name Uro. Yeah. This Lorana the Third path seems pretty bad, huh? This Fluster Storm seems pretty bad, huh? Maybe he'll Wasteland my Karakas again to get this Uro through. I'm putting in this fucking Loran. It's 2-1, just fucking beat downtown. I don't know what he's got cooking over there with his rug control deck, but... She draws a card every turn? Probably not. Speaking of, I did think about, like, maybe this deck wants a Hull Breacher. Pretty nice in a couple of, like, the fair matchups. I hope your hand is just like 3 Euros. Stupid third. No, the third Croc is going to be great. He's going to have another... He's going to try to get his Uro through, and he's going to Wasteland my second Croc. Yes! He's going to Wasteland the second Crocus, planning for his Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath. Damn it. Come on, man. You're supposed to Wasteland the Caracas. What are you doing? You gotta set up for your Uro. Alright, what the actual fuck is he doing there, though? What's going on? What is this? What is your Uro Dragon's Ridge Channeler rug deck? What is happening? I'm not gonna put in Laron now because I can't attack. Maybe I find a target, who knows? These things are going up. Man, I really wish you would have Wastelanded my Caracas, huh? It's gonna suck ass when I get dazed. Everron is a sicko. He absolutely has dazed in this deck. Classic Daze Uro deck. Only 3 cards in hand, though. This is a good turn to slam Formalware, but it might be better to slam Formalware next turn. It's not even that good to put into play yet, because I can't flicker it for any sort of value anyway. After I get the Mom in play. I mean, maybe he kills the Mom, though. Three cards in hand. What the hell does he have? I don't think it's getting better for me. I think I'm casting. Surely this will just resolve. Just let it happen. What's the worst? What's the worst that could go wrong? Come on, everyone. Just it's the EDH cards from the follow decks. This doesn't do anything. Just be cool. Just be cool. Let it resolve. Thank God we have a Flusterstorm for their Time Warp. You joke, but this Flusterstorm's definitely trading with something before this game ends. Or I never hit a blue source and we die with it in our hand. Or they die with it in my hand. It's control matchups, like, just, like, you spend all your mana a lot. Holy shit, it actually just fucking resolved? With 2 vials in play? Let's go. Does he have, like, Consign, maybe? He's gonna consign my Yorion trigger? What the hell? What is happening? What is this rug spell you're about to cast on me? Alright. What are you about to do to me? I am deeply terrified. Float rug mana. Control Z. Float rug mana. Flame of Venor. On my vial on 3. Interesting. You can surveil. I will, I guess, put in my 2/1. Does this matter? Is this better served as like a Solitude pitch card? I think I'm gonna put it into play. There's more dudes. This thing has to attack every turn. I'm kind of surprised he's shattering, and also specifically shattering the vial on 3 and not the one on 4, with the Yorion looming. Imagine if we had a counterspell here to counter the 3 mana shatter. Maybe he just wants to like make sure my shields are down to do something stupid on his turn. Who knows? Of all the modes that Flame of Venor could choose, I'm surprised it was that one. It makes me very concerned that something bad is about to happen to me. Because, like, he could have killed the Metallic Mage to turn his Uro online. He could have killed the Mother of Runes to keep his extra removal spells live. He could have killed the Vial on 4 to prevent him from getting Yorion this turn. But he chose to shatter specifically the Vial on 3, and that makes me very worried about whatever his fucking plan is over there. Shaman anti-chemistry is rough. Yeah, thank God Dragonslayer Chandler's into Wizard. That would be really obnoxious. What is happening? Everon, please for the love of God, enlighten me. 6 turns into game 2, and I just like have no idea any of the cards that he's about to put on the stack. Get back Bolt. Alright, sure. Draw Bolt. Sure. Has he played a wizard yet? Tamio's a wizard, yeah. He cannot bolt and Uro this turn, which is nice. Which means if he bolts the mage, we can get it back with the Formalware. If he bolts the mom, we can get it back with the Formalware. Bolts mom. You got it. Maybe it's second Flame of Venor? That what he's doing? Oh, is it just Murktide? That's not my favorite. Not the end of the world, but pretty bad. Oh, Petty Theft. That's also pretty bad, given my land situation, huh? Yeah, killing the first vial pretty heavily signaled that he has an answer for the second vial. So this all does make sense. But also he's out of cards. Still hasn't killed my Meddling Mage. I almost think that killing the Meddling Mage would be better for him than killing the Mother of Runes, but I'm not positive. Maybe this Flusterstorm won't trade for anything after all, huh? If I drew a land, I think I was just gonna equip Formal Wear to Meddling Mage to protect it from fucking Lightning Bolt, but like, alright. I'm not drawing with Loran here. I think I'm not... Maybe... Favored probably is not the right word here. But I think I'm less favored if I give my opponent more draw steps. Flame of a Norbug. Draw Lightning Bolt? Oh, god damn it. I guess he pondered, he knew what was happening. So Lomineer? Sure, why not? Imagine if we had drawn a blue source that turn. I could hold up Flusterstorm to delay the Uro by 1 turn. Got another Wasteland? No. Blue source, we finally did it. Maybe now I'm supposed to be tapping Loran? Just because it Uro's infinite cards. Oh, and we're gonna get low Wasteland locked too. Love it. Pick your poison? What is he cooking over there? I need to fucking reevaluate my sideboard. Imagine if this Loran was like an actually good card. You'd bring my fucking my Gilded Drakes back in. Fucking Drake the Uro. Poison was the more normal cards. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out like what the thesis of this deck is. Is it just like rug control with like DRC? Flame of Anor with Tameo being your only wizard? Are there like Snapcasters somewhere in here? We do have the classic control Singleton Life from the Loam. I think we do start drawing cards. I also think we're gonna, lose, but I will also elect to not fetch. He will tilt if you tell him his card choices make no sense. These cards mostly make sense. It's more the decks, the idea behind the deck that I'm curious about at this point. Like, what is the intent behind this deck constructed the way it is? Rug ship pile is a cohesive theme. Is it? Oh, we wasteland him now. How will we ever lose? I think we just play this wasteland. So we can't wasteland my lands. Decks have very specific goals in mind. The mana bases are horrible. It can never beat a Blood Moon. That's the Evrod mantra. That's what the Dragon's Rage Channeler is for. For when you get turn 1 Blood Moons. We just need to lure on him more so we can see more of his fucking deck. Float red, not green. I guess you just play green land, but then I don't get wastelanded this turn. I can actually surveil. There's the bauble for the DRC. I'm so perplexed. Is just like half of a Delver deck and then just like Uro and mid-rangey green cards? I'm concerned that you're serious about this fucking Time Warp Mystic Sanctuary Wasteland. Oh, you are serious about Time Warp Mystic Sanctuary Wasteland. Damn, you were not joking. What was it? Like 4 turns ago, you talked about this Flusterstorm targeting a Time Warp? We're still gonna lose this game, but like, it's so funny. I think I took these vials to 2+3 here. Oh, I drew the bolt. Weak. Can we draw like Flicker Wisp? Maybe we go 3+3? What could I draw here that gets me out of this bind, huh? No, we go 2+3. We want to like draw Lion Sash and then still probably lose. I think I also have to keep drawing with Laron to beat this Dragon's Rage Jailer. Like, I need to just find like Flicker Wisp or like Skyclave Apparition or something to kill this thing, or like Swords of Plowshares, because I am at 7 life. So I think I do just have to keep tapping this. Holy shit. We're so alive. We are so fucking alive. Give me that Uro. Do I eat the Loam? I kind of want him to draw Loam. I can only eat 2 of its targets. But it just costs him a bunch of mana. I'm wasting all my whitelists on this game that, like, I still could very easily lose. He knows what my last card is, so... Yeah, the problem is that we could still very easily die. Maybe he just forgets about his Brazen Borrower. Can we top deck... If I'm just, like, calling every single one of my shots this game, then can we top deck, Flicker Wisp, I think? Maybe just, like, second Skyclave for the Brazen Borrower, or... If he kills my Sash, I'm eating this fucking Time Warp. I'm scared of shit. I got the fear of God in me. resolves. Do we ever equip Sash there instead of eating Loam? Probably not. It's like worth considering. We only get Wastelanded like once. He draws the Loam and like picks up the Wasteland. I do get Wastelanded twice, which severely hampers the Sash's ability, but does keep it alive. But like, fuck if I know if he's just gonna cast another like pick your poison or something. Just I guess that's really bad against the Sash. Or like, I don't know, a fucking Ancient Grudge or some shit. I don't know, man. Do I need to play around second fucking Mystic Sanctuary from his goddamn Time Warp deck? Do I just untap? I'm just gonna untap, man. I've got the Fear of God in me. I don't want to lose the Borrower into Time Warp. I'm just untapping, man. It's a 2-turn clock. Flicker Wisp? Damn it, that's the bad Flicker Wisp. I'm gonna go with attack all. If he has like removal spell and Skyclave to block the Loron, I just want to get to untapping with Vial and like Yorion plus Formal Wear to try to dig me out of this game. Cast your Borrower. Please do not cast the other 2 Lightning Bolts in your deck, opponent. That's pretty bad for me, huh? I'm eating this goddamn Time Warp. I could cast the Felly here instead, but I think if I get to untap, then I'm like I just feel very safe. So I think I'm just gonna eat the Time Warp and also take him off Delirium by eating the Bauble. Maybe I should have left no, because I gotta take a Vial up to 5, and I didn't know about the Felly. I didn't know I was drawing Felly. There are way more better 3s for me to draw. I don't even know if he has like second Borrower as a specific way to like potentially punish me. If I leave the Vial on 2 as well, he might bounce the Skyclave and then have some sort of punish by having 4 power in play. Unholy Heat the lower on attack for 4, only have like the single Lightning Bolt or something. He might also just have the other 2 bolts. He's like 2/3 the way through his deck. He knows most of my hand. I guess this is also notably no longer lethal, so it gives him more time to find the other bolts. Which is, I guess, concerning. I guess if we do technically have lethal, we could just equip formal air attack for 6, but we'll see how this turn goes. If we just fucking die. Flame of Venora the Vial on 4? Every Laron activation is like playing Russian roulette. True. Do I just have to go for it here? Do I just like fucking YOLO lethal? Do I draw a card? He's brainstormed, right? So he knows his top card and it's like not good. I think I might actually Laron here to try to rip a 3. Better outs for lethal. Oh, tapping more cards. Oh, he's just dead. He's literally just dead. He's at 6 life. +2/+2, equip 3, 4, 5, 6. You're just dead. Thank you for F6ing. Oh, I did not think we were gonna win that game of Magic, huh? What a fucking game to win. I thought we were dead, like, on turn 4. No. I'll say farmed. I'll grief him. Oh no, I think he's gone. We're up with the team on our back. Yeah, that's fucking 2-1. Attacked for so much damage and drew so many cards to get me out of that. The fucking drawing the Skyclave to tag the DRC. Oh my god, what a fucking game that was. Holy shit. All right, if that's not a game to do a giveaway code, then I don't know what it is. That was awesome. Dark Confidant if it was a good card. Yeah, my opponent had an Uro. Like, he had infinite cards already. Might as well just, draw a couple. Half of playing D&D is being a little surprised if you win. D&D is a very good deck for, like, wiggling your way out of very bizarre games that you think you're, like, completely dead to rights. Like, I thought that game was lost when he borrowed the Vial on 4. The second borrower on the... no, he Flame of Venord 1 Vial, untapped, borrowed the Vial on 4, and we were on 2 lands, and he had an active Uro. And, like, Loam double Wasteland. And also, in fairness, I think we would have lost that. We probably still would have lost that game if he had just cast Uro instead of Time Warp. But, Who's to say? Your opponent doesn't always make the correct decision. Anyway, let's do a giveaway. What should the giveaway be? Should the giveaway be Time Warp or Loran? Giveaway code. Let's do Time Warp. Really rub it in Evron's face. Alright, we are giving away 120 play points, courtesy of the fine folks over at Daybreak Games. Go ahead and type Time Warp, all one word, no spaces, in the chat to get entered in. Put it on the screen here somewhere. Here it is. Type Time Warp in chat for your chance at 120 play point code. Get your Time Warps in. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. If Evron shows up in chat, someone please tell him farmed. I'll be right back, and we can wrap up this league. account cameras not to just stop you. I don't know where Dog is. Probably with Aisha's right now. Let's let the code go a little bit longer. I always forget about it though, is the issue. If I start the match. Damn, I really can't believe we won that fucking game 2. That was such a fucking great game 2 to win, man. I totally thought we were dead, and I was gearing up for game 3. We get to, like, board out the fucking Loran, board back in the Cauldra versus his, like, fucking slow as shit deck. Board some Gilded Drakes versus Uros, perhaps. We just got to fucking obliterate him, though. God. What is he? What? Hang on. Joyful Waffle, are you still in here? What's going on with his deck? Hey, can we, like, snoop on... Is everyone streaming right now? Twitch? Can we... I gotta know what this deck's thesis is. Harain. I really gotta know what his deck's got going on. He is streaming. Give me your deck list. Yeah, he ran a poll on who was gonna win that, and 22k got bet on me and 1k got bet on him. In fairness, if I saw his deck list, I would have bet hard on me too. All right, what is this fucking deck list? No deck found. Great, love it. Come on, Harain. Where are your deck lists at, man? Next time you play, he's gonna have 4 Dormers claiming them for the Uro combo. Oh no. Oh no. I want to know his fucking list, but I'm just not gonna be able to wait, hang on. No. Yeah, he just doesn't have... Alright, well, I guess it'll just have to remain a mystery forever. I'll never know what the fuck he was doing there. What... So, is the plan... You get 100 mana, you cast Time Warp with an Uro in play, or I guess you don't need the Uro in play yet, but you cast the Time Warp, you extra turn, you Mystic Sanctuary the Time Warp back to your deck, you attack with the Uro, draw the Time Warp, put in a Wasteland the Mystic Sanctuary, loam the Mystic Sanctuary, cast the Time Warp again. You posted it in Discord. Okay, hang on. Okay, here it is. All right. Cheaper Delver. This 5-0'd? Unreal. This has Flame of Fëanor with 2 wizards in it? Just 2 Flame of Fëanor, 1 Tamiya, 1 Snapcaster. Unreal deck building. I was right about the Ancient Grudge. I was like, you could just have fucking Ancient Grudge in this deck for all I know. What the fuck does it... What does any of this do? You Glacier Woods... Alright, hang on. There's 1 Time Warp in the deck. 1 Mystic Sanctuary. 3 Wasteland. 2 Oh my god. At least this isn't a Harain invention. I'm so glad that Harain did not build this deck himself. Because what the fuck is happening? What on God's earth is this deck? 1 Daze. 1 Counter Spell, 2 Spell Pierce. Holy. What am I looking at? Oh my god. What the fuck is this deck, dude? Who convinced him to play this? Who the fuck convinced him to play this goddamn deck? Oh, now that I've looked at this deck, it's worse than I could have possibly thought. ChatGPT building a deck, 100% would believe you. If you went to ChatGPT and typed, "Build me a legacy deck that contained green, blue, and red cards," it would give you this. The one Tamiya, one Snapcaster, two Flame of Fenora is really killing me. The Glacierwood Siege, it's fucking Crucible Worlds, or whenever you cast an instant sorcery, target player mills 4 cards, which, like, this mode isn't very good either. We're just playing Crucible Worlds in this deck. The win con. You draw your Loam every turn, and then you cast Loam, and then the Loam mills them for 4, and you're only milling 3, so you're actually going up on cards every turn. This is worse than what ChatGPT gave me by a lot. Oh no. Three fonts before 1 days or extra DRCs. I think there's the one counter spell. I'm sorry, Devious Penguin 666, if you're watching this, if you're watching me absolutely fucking roast this deck, but what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened here? Alright, I've had enough. We need to get this off the screen. Let's wrap up the giveaway. Last stragglers, type in your fucking time warps. Single didn't counterspell is good because Tamiyo could buy it back. That's why we just play all the one-ofs. You just buy them back with Tamiyo. You buy back the days, you play the Tamiyo, they have to plow it, you daze their plow, you play your land, you brainstorm, flip the Tamiyo, the next turn you buy back the 1 days. Alright, ending the time warp giveaway. Somewhat coherent Rug Delver, except with 3 drop and 0 green cards in the main deck. Alright, let's end the giveaway. Wow, Matt, you actually sucked me out for a second. I was like, wait, did somebody need a rig to enter? No. You actually got me good there. Tartan Scarf, you are the winner. Wow, last minute entry. Right getting his foot in the door. There you go. Alright, let me make sure I have the right code. Whisper Tartan Scarf. Is rigged taken? It has to be taken. Rigged is such a classic, like, spam copy pasta. The 2 of the green cards are Force of Vigor. In the... It is taken. It has 120 followers. That doesn't surprise me. All right, let's finish out this league. We had our good laughs. Thanks to Evron. Everyone, go follow Evron if you're not already. We'll probably raid him in like 20 minutes whenever our match is done. But if you're not following Evron, go follow Evron. He streams a ton and he plays a bunch of Legacy. Your main deck being all 4 of... Yeah, I guess that's the ChatGPT difference, is that the ChatGPT will give you 4 of a bunch of the cards. Whereas that one was just like, what if we took a rug list and then cut half of the cards and then added half of like just completely different stuff? We can only play 1s and 2s and 3s to make room for the other 1s and 2s and 3s. Alright. Final match of the night. Seems fine. It's a little loose. It's also kind of rough. There are a lot of decks where if they just go like fetch land and go, playing your turn 2 Meddling Mage just gets a little ugly. But like if they play like Blue Land, you just like jam name fucking Brainstorm or whatever. Moderately happy. We get like 2 looks potentially at a or it's Enchantress. Chat, anyone have any good meddling? You just named like Enchantress's Presence, right? Or the 2-drop Mace. Well, no, Mace is the white one, right? What the fuck do I name with my meddling mage? Do I name Solitary Confine? No, we can break through Sol. I think we name one of the Enchantress effects. Because that stops the Solitary Confinement from, like, fucking your shit up. I think we named the one with Shroud. What's the creature? Anyone? Because, like, we can exile it. We can, like, blow up. Okay, this gotta be fucking horrible in this matchup. They do sometimes have, like, the 2-drop. The new legend that you can, like, remove. But we do have a removal spell. Argothian Enchantress? Are you... If anyone else in chat said it, I would believe you, but it's Eureka, so I implicitly don't trust whatever you're saying. And I'm going to look this up now. Argothian Enchantress. It is Argothian Enchantress. You were not, in fact, lying to me. Argothian Enchantress. It always feels like you just miss with Meddling Mage when you, like, flip a coin. But we get to, like, recruit Laurent and start blowing it up, at least. Also, notably, this one costs 3, so, like, if they had an Argothian Enchantress, they can't, like, Argothian into a 1-drop, and... I'd love to find Caracas. Let us grab... Yeah. Oh, shit. Please no second Sterling Grove. Well, shit. That ain't good. Oh, that ain't good. This is a pretty brutal start. Wasteland the shit out of that Sarah Sanctum. I also think we're just going to fucking die. I'm going to cast my 2-1. Yeah. My opponent having, like, the exact best hand to counter my opener is pretty rough. They likely had both, but, like, having the other one into double Sterling Grove is pretty brutal. I think we're just getting locked out. One of these Sterling Groves can go find Solitary Confinement at some point. But yeah, no Bowmasters, no Spirits, no Hull Breachers means this matchup is pretty dog shit. Yeah, we'll just move on here, huh? Do any of my cards do anything? Sometimes this deck has Greenstone Zenith, but it's hard to know what an Enchantress deck has in 2025. I gotta imagine Gilded Drake's pretty low on the list of playables. As is Pre-War Formalware. Lavinia could do something sometimes. Plows are, like, bad, but not the worst, because they likely have the Modern Horizons Enchantress thing. Does Consign do anything? Consign counters their removal because they have a lot of like we saw ossification. They could potentially have on thin ice, stuff like that. Fluster, I don't think does enough. It, like, only counters Green Sun if they have it. Oh, this is the wrong pile. Oh, they don't really have piles. I don't have cards to board in. I think we're just like cutting 3 Gilded Drakes, calling it a day. I guess maybe we board in Priest over the other Drake just in case they have Green Sun, and if not, it at least attacks. Hydroblast can kill Leyline of the Guild Pact. Are they on Leyline of the Guild Pact? I guess that would make sense. But, like, it's kind of... it's possible I should have maybe played out that game a little bit more and had them, like, move to discard one of those turns. And eventually we would have seen a card from their deck. That gives me a little bit more info, but I was a little impatient pulling the trigger there. Yeah. I think this matchup is, like, kind of horrendous how this deck is currently built, so... Kind of a rough beat when you play against Enchantress, you know? Once in a blue moon. Seems not thrilling at all, but... Fetch. Alright, ramping. Oh yeah, this is my deck, huh? I think I'm not supposed to attack. I'm supposed to protect my Stoneforge from ossification or on thin ice. What do they say? Crush Enchantress. It's a very rare deck, so it must be off for some reason. Well, the fact that your deck like draws a bunch of cards versus like Orcish Bowmaster is pretty terrible. You also just like can never beat a combo deck. Even like when D&D was just like playing 4 Spirited Labyrinths, the matchup was pretty good too. If the Black Splash, if we were on like the Black Splash with Orcish Bowmaster, would still be pretty happy. But this specific deck way that we've constructed this deck definitely leaves us soft to this matchup. They're probably just gonna like cast another card, draw a card, and then we're gonna die. Alright, that's kind of fine. Oh, they have like Helm. If we draw a colored source, do we have to play Meddling Mage on Helm? Well, I guess we don't have to answer that question. Blue-White D&T soft to Enchantress, put it in the cons column. Yeah. So true. How will we ever win? They'll simply not try to kill me, and then ignore the fact that I also just have lethal in play even without. Maybe they'll just like cast a Green Sun Zenith. Just spend all your mana for Green Sun Zenith. Alright. Maybe double ossification. Or like ossification plus on thin ice or something. Oh, was I was supposed to pro white the germ. I'm so stupid. What the fuck am I doing? So let's just let that happen and just save the germ token. Then I just have lethal with my flash creature. The hell was that? I'm a fucking dumbass. That was terrible. Still no second colored mana. Excellent. Surely they won't have it this turn, after drawing an additional, like, 3 cards from last turn. Surely they won't have it this turn after. All right, fair enough. All right, let's call it. Let's end the stream. They got us. They wanted it more. Fumbled that game too, but that matchup sucks. We were probably getting clocked game 3, but definitely did some dumb shit there in that game too to throw away for no reason, but it happens. We expended all our brain power beating Haran in that game too instead. Nice quick last match to wrap up the night at least. We had some pretty successful games with this deck versus some of the grindier stuff too. What do we play against? What do we play against round 1? But we play against Bug Beans, Rug, Shit Pile, lost to Upsell Spells, beat Breakfast, and then lost to Enchantress. We had actually a pretty close. I mean, as close as it's gonna get versus Oops as well, where we had Leyline plus turn 2 Belcher covered, and then we lost to specifically turn 1 Belcher. So sometimes that happens, and there's no D&D in the universe that's gonna be able to beat that. So that's just your life. When we beat up a bunch of other decks, Bug Beans, Cephalid Breakfast, both decks that are pretty big mainstays of the format right now. Up and comers, I guess, with Bug Beans getting Rakshas's bargain. But yeah, we didn't get to do anything with Gilded Drake. I don't think we ever put a Gilded Drake into play. No, we did once against Beans, and then we also lost that game, I think, because we stole an Orcish Bowmaster. Did not come into play a lot. No, that was the thing about it. It was a very meddling mage heavy league. Had some real good moments with Fluster Storms. Had some good matchups for Hydroblastic Consigned to Memories. Harbors of Seas did a thing once. So most of the blue cards did show up. It was a fun showcase of the deck. We didn't get to do the cool Gilded Drake Felia thing, but we also didn't play against a big creature heavy decks. Then you really want Felia Gilded Drake for is people that are just putting a bunch of creatures into play, and you can just kind of yoink a bunch of them all at once. But yeah, I've been having a blast with this deck. I will probably go back to more normal lists. It was a fun little experiment, but I think, like I mentioned up top, the matchup against Delver was just a little bit too finicky for me to really like. I've been enjoying the Red Splash a lot. I know Acolyte's been enjoying the Felia-less Black Splash. I know Yoshiwata's a mainstay on the classic Felia build at this point, Felia Overlord. But I think I'll be cooking more with Red-White in the coming weeks. Have you tried the Jeskai Vial build with Bombardiers? No, I mean, the really old one? Not really. I'm just not very keen on putting Brainstorm in my deck, or having 3-color Vial mana basis ever. That deck was cutting some serious corners on a lot of stuff. I like my decks being good at the thing that they're trying to do, and consistent in that regard. I was also talking up top about how I was kind of not happy with my mana bases, and Delver decks were kind of picking apart my mana a lot, even as these very light color splash D&T lists, and I was probably going to go back to playing 4 Vistas even in Red-White, just with kind of the rise of tempo decks again. Because before, you really wanted Surveil lands, even though the Reanimator deck had Wastelands, it was mostly a matter of you had to mulligan pretty aggressively to find your hate cards, and you wanted to be able to kind of recoup, rebuild, and kind of sculpt to find your other key cards. But against Delver, you really just don't care that much about sculpting your draws pretty often. You just want to make sure that you can cast all your spells in good time, which usually means setting up a basic heavy mana base, getting your feet underneath you versus Delver, so you can actually cast your spells, not get tempoed out by Wastelands and Dazes and stuff. Have you ever put Brainstorm and Thought in the same deck? I don't think so. I think maybe the goofy Battle of Wits D&T deck might have had Brainstorms in it. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Is white-green D&T any good? I also don't think so. I think the measure of a splash is how powerful your 1 mana cards are, primarily. I think green is more suited for, like, the micro splash, like we were doing with the black-white D&T with the micro green splash to cast, like, Gaddock Teeg in the sideboard. Green gets access to, like, Collector Roof, Gaddock Teeg, and, like, Haywire Might, but, like, nothing, like, really powerful that starts to solve a problem in terms of cheap sideboard cards. You could play, like, Pick Your Poison, Carpet of Flowers, stuff like that. But there isn't, like, nice green, like, anti-combo cards, or cards that line up favor. I guess cards that line up favorably versus Delver would probably just be, like, Hydro or Carpet of Flowers or something. But yeah, I think D&D. I think white is suited for the micro splash, but that's about it. When, like, Gaddock Teeg is really good. Like, when there was, like, the Leyline Binding Beans deck that was everywhere. And that deck was actually pretty rough for D&T, so we started playing the Teeg for, like, the Mom plus Teeg sideboard plan. How about a splash colorless for Eldrazi and Kozilek's Command? Maybe next time I do, like, a silly, like, charity event or something, we'll do, like, rainbow taxes. We'll play all the different color splashes. We'll just, like, play, like, mono white, blue white, black white, red white, green white, and then, like, colorless white or something. A very fun gimmick. I did a charity stream a long time ago for when Turkey got hit by the earthquakes. That was very fun. Not the earthquakes, the charity stream, obviously. But be cool to do something like that again. I don't know what I would do it for or when I would do it, but it's definitely some food for thought. 5C taxes. That's just building humans. Quick clip that, yeah. Quick clip me being happy about the fucking earthquakes. Get me. What about red D&T with the white microsplash? That's just like 2013 goblins, isn't it? Anyway, you guys are distracting me. It's like fucking 11 o'clock. I need to raid everyone. Get out of here. Raid channel. Where the hell is Harain? There he is. Alright. Anyway. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. It was a fun little thought experiment deck. It performed pretty admirably. I think this deck is, like, has some real merits to being played in certain metas. Hey, fuck off. Get out of here, kitty. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have said fuck off because I forgot Miranda's here. You could have said hi to dog before you left. Alright, never mind. Come back. Come back, dog. Come on. I'm sorry I pushed you away. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Green white D&T with black microsplash. You play Noble Hierarch and Knight of the Reliquary. Interesting. Doesn't sound very good. Alright, here. For all the dog fans, she's here. She really wants to sit on my right shoulder, though, but that is absolutely not fucking happening. You can sit on my left shoulder. Anyway, let's actually fucking start this raid and get out of here. I'll see you all next week. I'll be back with some more D&T probably. Probably maybe play some red-white unless something cool happens that I want to try out some different lists or whatever. Let's send you all over everyone's way. Everyone, please tell him that his deck is bad and he should feel bad for me. Dog, leave me alone. I'm trying to end the stream. Stop drilling on me. Anyway, see y'all later.